Hello, hi. Um, the internet definitely seems to be a little bit slow, so I'm sorry about that. It's just I think in our cabin, it's actually maybe not even as good as this community centre, even though it's kind of next to it. So I don't know what that's about. But yeah, it's just also might be to do with the day and things like that as well. Hello, everyone. I think there's two of you. So I haven't sorted out any kind of form of muslin cloth or anything, or curtains to go over in our big kind of, can you see our big conservatory type doors, the French doors? It's still a building site. Hi, Eve. Hi. Please, you could come, and Puppy's not stopping you. So hang on, I'll move my clock. At least I can still see it, but it's in the way. I'm just wondering if I could show you. Basically, that's, I don't know if you can see, but this is the wall. That's the wall that I've been doing my yoga against. So it's got nice paneling now. But the rest, look at that. We've got trestles. We've got wood still happening, all the kind of wood stuff. That's the, I don't know if you can see it properly, but probably not because of the sun. But that's like the saw that's still, it's the big, oh, what is it? There it is. That's the big bench saw there, causing all the mess. And I wonder if you can see, oh, that's our kitchen. That's going to be our kitchen. That's fun. So basically, it's a big fat mess because on the floor is just so much sawdust. So I'm absolutely covered already in sawdust. But anyway, I want to do it in here because it's kind of fun. So apologies for the bright kind of sunlight. I was hoping it was going to be overcast today because I hadn't managed to get hold of any muslin. How's everyone doing? Yeah, hopefully we're moving in on the weekend of the 7th and 8th, I think it is, of November. Possibly 2 others. So if you want to say hello, then you may. It's quite helpful knowing who's here. I say this every time. Sometimes I go back and look at my live streams to edit them so that, because people do still use them. It's a funny thing. So they are getting used. And so I go back and edit the bits out in the middle. And every time I say, it's really helpful to know who's here. And nearly every time I say, to let me know if you've got any, anything coming up for you today, like aches and pains and different things, and how you'd like the class to be and things like that. And I say that pretty much every time as well, because it's really helpful for me. That's what I say. Yeah. So, okay, well, maybe we should just get started. And I'll just do kind of like my normal type of class where we do get a little bit stronger at times. So I shouldn't fiddle with my aging neck. I'm like, oh, it's getting a little bit looser. It's funny looking at yourself suddenly because we don't have a mirror in the yurt, or we've got tiny little ones, so I just never look in the mirror. So if I'm here, I'm like, oh yeah, that's like, wrinkles, nice. Okay, so let's get started. I haven't got a candle, but I will at some point. It will happen that it becomes more set up. And I'm going to be doing. You can see a bit of the trestle and the wood there. I wonder if I can move it so you just can more see the doors. So yeah, apologies for the glare. That will stop being like that at some point. And I think last week, actually, the signal really wasn't very good. So it wouldn't have just been the glare that was affecting it. I think it was also the fact that the signal was quite bad. Okay, so I hope you can hear me all right, because the microphone is a little bit further away than I often have it. But I think that's okay. That's good. You can see me if I'm doing standing postures, anything like that. That's nice. That's good. Okay. Right. So let us begin. Find yourself in a comfortable seat. I'm going to grab a cushion. Let's begin by bringing our awareness to how we are today. So really feel into we're just taking note. So we work as a living, breathing, feeling, sensory being, a sentient being. So how we're feeling in our body might also affect how we're feeling emotionally or in our minds. It's all interlinked. So yeah, any thought, do anything with them, indulge them or avoid them. And begin by deepening the breath. So deepening the inhale, noticing how on the inhale your heart might start to rest a little bit more over your pelvis, and how your head might be resting a little bit more of your heart when you inhale. And gently lengthening the exhale. Noticing how your shoulders are relaxing on the exhale. Back of the neck relaxing. And a gentle relaxation around your brow, jaw, and your eyes. And just feeling this gentle relaxation coming over you as you're breathing. So even on the inhale, as you lengthen through the crown of the head, there's still a sense of peacefulness. Still a softening. If you can keep this sense of calm throughout practice, we've really done an amazing thing for ourselves and the day ahead. And then let's bring our hands into a mudra. So that's with your thumb and your forefinger together, mudra being a seal of energy. And either placing the palms down. So Jnana mudra, the knowledge, mudra of knowledge. Or coming into Chin mudra, where you have your backs of your hands facing up, the classic yogi mudra. Your circle is facing upwards. Thumb and forefinger facing upwards. So whatever's feeling, however you're feeling, one's a little bit more introverted, facing down, but more extroverted, facing up. And let's begin our class today, our practice together today with our Om vibrations 3 times. Breathing in. And then beginning to wake up the neck a little bit, or gently look over the left side, exhaling, and then over to center, and then exhaling over to the right. So inhaling back to center as you as you come, bring back, head back to neutral. Slowly. I feel like I should be wearing a dust mask in here actually. So still so dusty. And one more time over to the right, or in your own time, because you'll be doing all of these things. You'll be doing it in your own time. So just feel into what's right, and then head over to the ear is going down towards the left ear is going down towards the left shoulder, and you're keeping the shoulder soft and loose, so you're not arching up or raising them towards your ear. And then over to the other side, just gently. It's a really subtle, gentle movement. Just really using your breath to guide your movement. So every time you exhale, your ear is going down towards your shoulders softening. And then bringing the head back up. And then neck circles, looking down. Being very gentle with your neck. So in your own time, this will be different for all of us. Making sure we're going over like a rainbow. So arching over rather than putting your neck back. So inhale up and then exhale, bringing the head over to, in my case, it's the right, and then coming down. So I'm doing left first. You might be different. And we're going the other way, so that's not a problem. And then when you're looking down at your ankles again, going the other way. So this might be really, really slow for you. It could be so slow. And if it is, you'd really can feel into and listen to all those cracks and those little funny noises, popping noises that the neck makes. It's quite interesting because you're so close to your ears. So it's quite an interesting experience. You could just really be mindful of those, what's going on, and really enjoy the experience of hearing your neck doing its thing. Amazing neck that holds a mammoth head up. And then bring the head back to center. That's great. Okay, so lifting up the shoulders and letting them drop. That's good. And then rolling the shoulders. And then backwards. That's nice. Okay, so then we're going to lift up the right shoulder and place the hand between the shoulder blades, and then take hold with the left hand of the right elbow, stretching out here, the side, all the way up here. So up your upper arm. And then switching over. That's nice, great. And bring the hands out, and then we're bringing the right arm into the crease of the left elbow and stretching out across the front of the upper arm and the shoulders. So remembering your breath, nice, deep, and long. And then the other way. And then relaxing down. Fantastic, good. Okay, so bring your arms out to the side. And then the palms, with the palms facing up. So your palms up and your arms are parallel to the mat, keeping your shoulders nice and loose. And then the palms forward, palms down, and the palms back. Down, forward, up, forward, down, back, 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 down, forward, up, and lifting up and stretching really high, maybe pointing your fingers, your index fingers together and clasping the rest of the hand so you're having a really nice stretch. Then bring the hands behind and clasping behind you and opening up the chest, all having a nice stretch. Taking a few breaths. And placing the hands on your knees, stretching out your back, like rounding it. So you're going into almost like a seated cat, stretching the back out that way. And then stretching the back forwards. And then back the other way. Forwards. Inhaling. Exhaling back. Nice. Okay, fantastic. So we'll bring the feet out and the knees up. We'll just have a little sway from side to side. So just gentle stretch out your hips. I'm going to release my cushion, so give myself a little bit more room to move. Action is gone. Okay, sorry, I think my internet connection just went funny. Oh, such a pain, isn't it? Technology. Okay, so bring out your right ankle and then the other way. That's good. And then place the right ankle on the left thigh. So it's a bit like, when we do leg cradle. So you just got like number 4 legs, you're crossing over your legs. And so we're going to do a kind of a bit of a movement. So we're stretching. Inhale forward. No, sorry, exhale forward. Inhale back. So we're stretching out our glute muscle down here. So it's like a pigeon. It's like a bit of a pigeon stretch. Careful with if it's too much for your wrists and your your hands, then take time off. And then let's go over. We're taking the legs. I don't know if you can. Hopefully you can see me okay. We're taking the legs over to the left. So we're just stretching over to the left a little bit. You can always release a hand if you need to, like that. And then stretching over to the right. Release a hand. See how that feels. Hopefully that's okay on your hips. If anything doesn't feel good, just don't do it. You can stretch out your hand. That's quite nice, actually. Have a little free hand. Do a little mermaid dance with your, or bird wing with your hand. And then over to the other side. Just a different way of stretching out your hips. And then bringing yourself forward again one more time. And releasing down. So releasing that leg. We'll straighten out that leg, the right leg, and point and flex. So I'm not putting my leg on the floor, but that's because my floor is disgusting. So it's just covered in sawdust. So you might want to put your leg on the floor, but actually it's stronger having it up a little bit. Point and flex, point and flex. And maybe a little shake. Give it a wobble. And then place the feet down again. The knees are up, facing the ceiling. And then bring your left foot up and give your leg up and give your foot a nice little rotate one way. And then the other way. Hopefully your hands are still okay with this. Hands and wrists. This is not such a good one for people who are suffering from sore wrist, actually. If it's too much, and you can find a variation. I mean, obviously you can lie down and do this because this is leg cradle lying down. Exhaling forward, inhaling back. And then we'll start to move to the right side. Lift up the hand. Have a little wing. So you've got a little wing there. Oh, could call this could have a name, couldn't it? Making up different little asana now. Could be like broken swan or something. To the other side. It feels very swan-like to me. And then back to the original side. And once more over to the left. Just stretching any amount that you want to in your back, anything like that. And coming back to center. And then bringing the leg out, the leg nice and straight. So either it's hovering like I'm doing and pointing and flexing, or you've got it on the mat, pointing and flexing. And then having a little shake out of your leg. And releasing down, nice. Oh, that's strong on the arms, isn't it? So you can have a little shake out of your arms. Shaking out. A little bit of a shimmy. That's quite nice. You like just do your shoulders. Very kind of 70s, isn't it? Great, okay. Fantastic. So we'll come on to all fours. And I'm just going to use the blanket because it's got a strong wooden floor underneath. Put my blanket under my knees
And starting with rocking backwards, exhaling backwards.
And bringing the hands a bit further forward. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back. So your hands are actually more like in child, where you would have them for child or for downward dog. They're not where you'd have them for cat, because with cat they're under your shoulders, but these ones are a bit further forward to give you a chance to rock backwards and forwards. And then bringing yourself up, bring the hands back so that they're underneath your shoulders, and have a little move, have a little going upward cat, and then downward cat. So looking downward cat and lifting up your pelvic floor, Mula Bandha, and your abdominal muscles. Inhale up, exhale, lifting up your tummy. Inhale, exhale. And then from here, we'll lift up the right hand, and then we're going to thread it through. So we're doing a thread the needle. You might want to open your knees a little bit more, and then place the left hand a little bit further forward, so like it's in child. We're coming through. So we're doing thread the needle, not like sometimes we do it in balasana, in child posture, but we're doing it now in kind of in cat. So it's a bit like puppy pose. So lifting up your hand up the top, your left hand, and then bringing, if you want to, you can bring the hand round to either tuck into your thigh or just to rest on your sacrum or in your your jeans pocket. And just take breaths here in this thread the needle pose. Placing the left foot out and keeping the knee down, we're just going to have a little open up to the side. Stretching out. So it's not a side plank exactly, because we're lifting up like this when we've got our foot down, our knee down, but it's like your shoulders, sorry. Oh my goodness. With this cleanse that I did, my memory didn't come back. I'm still working on it, but it definitely didn't come back. Okay, so lifting up the right side, and we're going to thread through the right, so lifting up the left hand arm, we're going to thread through, but we're going to also move the right hand forward like it's in child or downward dog. And then we're resting on our left shoulder, reaching up the right hand. And then placing the right hand somewhere. So it might be on your sacrum, might be your jeans pocket, it might be around your thigh. Just see how it goes. You might just keep it up, or you can keep it down. It's fine. And then bringing the hand back up to face the ceiling, placing down onto the mat, placing your left hand down, and putting the weight onto the knee, and then straightening your right leg, and you're resting on your left knee and lifting up your right hand. See how that feels. It's a bit of a strengthener for the side body, like side plank.
And then bringing the hand down. That's lovely, great. And breathing out your side body. So breathing into your rib cage. And then gently walk the hands forward, stretching. And then walk the hands over to the right side, stretching out your left side. Then bringing yourself back to center. And gently. I'm just going to bring us back up, but gently reaching out your hands and then bringing your knees hip width apart, turning your toes around, and then coming into a hover. So we're just going to hover here for a moment, strengthening the pelvic floor and the abdominal muscles. So lifting up, navel back to spine, and then coming up in a downward, half downward facing dog. So bending the knees, encouraging your chest back towards your toes. And then lifting up into a full acute dog. So really, really, really stretching up and then down to the full expression of Ardha Mukha Svanasana, which is downward facing dog. And walking out your heels. Maybe taking one foot up a little bit, just taking it off the mat a little bit. And the other one gets a nice little full-on stretch. And then the other side, maybe lifting up your foot just a little bit, taking the weight off. And the grounded foot gets to have a nice stretch of your hamstrings. And I think today we're just going to walk gently towards our hands. So bending the knees, walking gently to the front of the mat. And we'll just hang here in Uttanasana for a little bit. And just maybe have a little twist over to the right side, just gently with the hands over to the right. Bending your knees as much as you need to. And then over to the left. And over to the right. So you're just taking your hands, dragging them round over to alternate sides. And lifting through the arches of your feet. So if you notice your feet are collapsing in, keep lifting through the arches and lifting through the toes. Holding your elbows. And just have a little swing here. And then dropping your hands down again and slowly rolling up. Lifting through the arches again. Gently rolling, rolling. And bringing yourself back up. Coming up into Tadasana. So standing here in Tadasana, lifting up your toes with your feet hip width apart, the outside edges of in line with the mat of your feet. So you might be slightly pigeon-toed. And then gently place down one toe at a time, starting with the little toe, and then the fourth toe, the middle toe, second toe, and then the big toe. Got a nice open toes, as open as they can be, like your hands.
Lift, bit of a jaw, opening up the face, stretching out your face, scrunching it up, and then loosening. Taking a yawn. Oof, I'm inhaling dust. And then loosening the lips with our kind of horse breath. Lovely, fantastic. So staying here as we are, just going to crouch down. So we're coming into a kind of a little bit of a squat. And inhale up. Exhale down. We can bring the hands to the knees. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up and coming up onto tiptoes. Exhale down. Inhale up, tiptoes. Exhale. Ooh, balancing. Always difficult. Remember to engage your core muscles. Nice, good. Lovely. And then lifting up the hands, so you're on tiptoes with your hands up. Maybe Prana Mudra is a nice one. Energy Mudra. Trying to keep your legs from wobbling. Your drishti, your eye gaze, so really picking a point and sticking with it will seriously help. And lifting your Mula Bandha and navel back to spine. Hands over the head in Namaste. You're still on tiptoes. Bringing the hands to the heart and then bring yourself down. And then lifting up with your feet down now. Lifting through the arches, lifting through the toes. Gently bring yourself down into a soft, gentle skier. Inhaling up, lifting up, tiptoes. And now coming down into skier. Hands behind. Inhale up, tiptoes. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So you don't need to do the tiptoes if it feels too much. You can just stay on with your feet flat on the ground. One more time. And then coming feet flat on the ground, lifting up, bring the hands down. Hands back to heart center. Lifting up your right leg. Holding your right leg there for a little bit. In the balance. You're planting down your left leg. So remember, you're lifting up through your feet, the arches of your feet, your toes, gently loosening your toes. And now we're going to come into, I'm going to go onto the side to show you, we're going to come into a variation of the dancer, Natraj, asana. Sorry, I'm having trouble balancing. So you're taking hold of if you've got your right leg up, with your right hand, you're taking hold of your foot. And so you're stretching out your quad muscles. So I'm going to have to look forward for a little bit rather than look at you. So looking at the computer. So I've got my drishti, my eye gaze. I've found a place. And all I'm doing at the moment is got my hand on my hip and I'm stretching out my quads. So my right quad muscle, my thigh. And I'm going to lift up my hand. I've got my hand in a mudra. So that means my thumb and my forefinger are together in chin mudra. As much as I do for the full way, I'm not doing the full posture where, you know, where I'm coming forward and everything like that. You can do that if you want to, but we're just keeping it quite simple. Careful of your lower back. And then placing down. Does that feel all right? Okay, so we're going to come in again. We started with hands and heart, actually, didn't we, I think? So hands and heart. So bringing up your left leg, planting your right leg. And then bringing the hands to the hips, bringing your left hand to the left foot. So quad stretch. Find your drishti, your eye gaze. Something nice and something that isn't wobbling. You too. My internet connection seems to be not very good, so apologies for that. Remembering to keep your core muscles nice so that you're not actually hurting your lower back at all. There's no strain on the lower back. Just going to see if the internet's all right. Okay, so coming back down to bring your feet back down and then widening your feet a little bit, and we'll just come into swinging and twisting. So just dipping the knees and swing from side to side. Just gently. No need to strain ourselves at all or do anything, you know, be too vigorous, but you can, if you want to, if you feel like you really want to bring up some energy into the body, get your prana moving, you can make it a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more vigorous. And then bringing the movement, reducing movement until you're finding stillness with the movement. It's lovely, fantastic. And then bring your feet out so that they're nice and wide, like the width you would have for Virabhadrasana, which we're going to do, which is the warriors. So clip in the left foot so that it's about just 15 degrees in, and your right foot is facing forward, and it's a heel to arch alignment. So lifting up the arch of the back foot. And then we'll come first into warrior two. So you'll be able to see your big toe in the inside, the left side of your knee. Obviously be your toe because you're really opening up your legs, nice and open. So bring the hands to the heart, maybe then palm on palm, hand on hand. Hands to the heart. Inhale, opening up, warrior two. Exhale to the heart. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Nice and strong on the front leg. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And then turning to face the front, heel toe the right foot out, so your heel to heel alignment, warrior one. Bring the hands to the heart. Inhale, prana mudra. Exhale to the heart. Inhale. Exhale. Remember your knee is over the ankle. Inhale. Lifting through the back foot. So the back foot, bring your back foot forward. And so your heel, you've got heel to heel alignment, but really short stance. Can you see that? Short stance, pyramid pose. Sorry about the internet. Slightly as you come forward with hands on the hips.
actually, just remembered a lovely thing. So come back up. So here, you can either hold your elbows, or actually, what would be quite nice to do, just thinking, because you can do elbows or prayer posture behind, but actually what would be quite nice is if we clasp, open up the chest. So I'm swaying my back quite a lot, so I'm going to try and keep my back in with my tummy muscles. So clasping, and then bringing yourself forward. Make sure your toes are nice and loose. And then head down towards your knee, coming into Purvottanasana. So this is a pyramid posture. So the shoulders will be getting a lovely stretch. Your hands will be, the clasp will be loosening on your hands. Your fingers will still be entwined. And you're just gently folding forward. If it's too strong on your leg, you can loosen the knee. And then lifting up slightly, release and placing the hands down on the sacrum. We'll bring the hands down here to the mat. And we'll just inhale forward, bending the knee. Exhale, coming down and loose, straightening the knee as much as it can. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then bringing the fingers forward. So you're on your fingertips pretty much, and you're lifting up the back leg. So we're just having a bit of a strong leg experience. So your back leg is parallel to the mat. If this is too much, just don't do it. Opt out. And this is one where you can come into half moon, but we're not necessarily going to do that. So only do that if you love doing half moon. But then placing your feet back and then coming up and facing forward. And here we're going to go into our wide leg forward fold. So you've got nice wide legs and you're coming forward. But I'm concerned about my computer chugging away. So I'm just going to get rid of a few things on my computer, like that I've got open, and see if that helps. But I just think, to be honest, I think it's the internet. Pain, isn't it? Why is it like this? Oh well. What can you do? Okay. Anyway, so that's my little break. You've had a little break. And we'll come back and come into wide leg position. So nice and wide. Hands on hips. Inhaling up. Exhale. Folding forward. So really protecting your lower back with lifting up pelvic floor and all your core muscles. Lifting through arches. You're evenly spread. Your weight is evenly spread on the feet. Hands are on the mat if possible. If not, you can have your hands. It's fine to have your fingers up like this, or if you've got blocks or anything like that, you might still be up like that. Otherwise, your hands are down on the mat. Just being careful of yourself. Lots of deep breaths. Bending the knees. And bring yourself back up with your hands on your hips. And then turning round the left toes. So hopefully you'll still be facing me, or otherwise you can adjust yourself on the mat. And your right foot's just coming in a little bit. I'm going to come into the warrior one posture. So knee over ankle, lifting up the back arch, lifting up the front toes. Opening up into warrior two. Sorry, what am I talking about? Warrior two, hands to the heart. Exhale, inhale, open, lift up pelvic floor.
Opening up. Lovely deep breath. Exhale to the heart. Inhale, open. So nice, strong legs. Remember, you can see your big toe on your left leg. So means you've got a nice open stance. Inhale, open. And putting your hands on your hips, heel toe. So move out your left foot so that it's heel to heel alignment, looking forward, facing forward, bending your knee so it's over your ankle. Warrior one, hands to heart, exhale. Inhale, Prana Mudra. Lovely. Deep breaths. That's really nice. Then bring the hands down to the hips again, and then we'll gently walk the foot forward. So you're still heel to heel alignment, coming forward into the Pavottanasana stance and pyramid pose. So looking forward with the hands on the hips first, and then we'll bring the hands behind us and we'll do the clasp again. So inhaling, opening up the chest, and then exhale, gently coming forward, bending the knees slightly to come forward, and just see how it is to straighten your knee. So it might be that it's not okay to fully straighten your knee. That's fine. Lifting up your abdominal muscles to make room for your belly as you come forward. And you can always lift up your toes just to keep them nice and involved in the posture so they're not totally hanging on for dear life. And then releasing your hands back to the sacrum. Bring your hands round to your hips, down your leg, and then bring your hands forward. And gently bending the knee. Inhale, exhale back. And then coming up back to stillness, you've got your hands. I'm on my fingertips. So see how that is. You might be on your hands, you might be on your fists. I'm on my fingertips. And then lifting up the back leg. It's strong on the front leg. And not that we're doing this, but if you did, if you want to do this in your practice, you can come into half moon, which is also good on blocks. I'm not going to talk you through that. So placing your foot back down, hands on hips, and gently come up, bending your knee, bringing yourself back up, coming to face forward, or you'll be at the front of your mat probably. Lift up on tiptoes, hands out to the side, bringing the hands down, clasping the knees, and coming down onto the mat. Well done.
That's actually quite strong, wasn't it? God. Have a bit of water. So if you manage that, feel the power. That was nice and strong. Okay, so yeah, I think we'll come down onto the mat so that we'll come into our semi-supine, nice and relaxed. That means your knees are facing up and your knees are hip width apart and your feet are hip width apart. And we'll just start by gently rocking the pelvis or tilting the pelvis. And so we're tilting the lower back. If you've got a bit of a lordosis here, so like a curvature of the spine, like kind of a strongish one, you'll really notice if you press it into the mat. So exhaling, pressing your lower back into the mat and lifting up your hips a little bit. Inhale, back to neutral, and that might be a bit of a sway back. Exhale, pressing in, lifting up your mula bandha, all those muscles of the pelvic floor. Exhale, inhale, back. Exhale, your hips up a little bit. Inhale, back. Exhale, pelvic floor, navel back to spine, and then lifting slightly till you get to your lower ribs. Take a breath in to repair. And then exhale, one lumbar vertebrae at a time back onto the mat. And the final to go onto the mat is your sacrum. And then exhale, gently moving up to the same. You're just lifting your lumbar spine and taking a breath in and exhaling down. Breath in, exhale, up. So you're one vertebrae at a time, peeling off the mat this time. Come all the way up to your shoulder blades. So you're not going the whole hog, but just up to the bottom of your shoulder blades. Breath in, then one vertebrae at a time down onto the mat. Breath in. Exhale, pelvic floor, navel back to spine. All your abdominal muscles nice and strong, coming up to the lower, the bottom of your shoulder blades again. Making sure that your knees are staying straight rather than moving outwards like this. Staying nice and straight. Breath in at the top. Exhale gently down. Breath in at the bottom. Exhale, this time we're going up. We're peeling our vertebrae off the mat. We're going right up to our shoulders. So you're in the full Setu Bandhasana bridge now. And your knees are hip width apart, so it's strong. So it means it's strong in your glute muscles, strong on your legs, strong on your back muscles. Belly's quite loose. If you feel your belly, have a little prod around. And just hold it in bridge for a little bit. A few deep breaths here. See how your lower back feels about it. You can always support with your hands. Breath in and gently exhale. Very slowly back down. Really slowly. Taking a breath in again. Mula bandha, abs, peeling each section of the spine off the mat, coming up right into Setu Bandhasana again. And so now, if you can, you might even bring your hands underneath your back, so underneath your hips and your lower back. And you might be holding yourself up, or you might just be clasping. See how that is? Whatever feels good. And then releasing and gently moving back down, one vertebrae at a time, placed back onto the mat on the exhale, and coming back into neutral spine. And then bringing the knees into the chest, having a little rock from side to side. It can be quite strong in your lower back, that if you're feeling that way. And put your hands on your knees and sway around with your knees so that your knees are apart, and you're just having a little dance around with your legs. So your knees are going in different ways. They might be going in a figure of 8. You're rocking around. They might be going up and down. You're basically dancing your legs around a little bit, rocking. And then placing the left foot down, or even the leg down. You can stretch out the left leg. And bringing the right knee into the chest towards your armpit. You can flex. If you want to, you can flex the left foot. So the straight leg, that foot can flex. Makes it a bit stronger. And then switching over sides. Straight right leg with a flexed foot if you want. And exhaling your knee in towards your chest, towards your armpit. And then placing the knees down. The feet down onto the mat. And we're going to lift up your pelvis. So lift up your hips and then move over about 2 inches over to the right. Bring your hands out to the sides in a bit of a T. And then you can either just move your knees over to the left here. That might feel enough. Otherwise, you might want to bring your knees into the chest and then move them over to the left. It's just slightly different, slightly stronger. And if you've done that if you've brought your knees into the chest first, you can place your left hand on your right knee, and it slightly encourages the twist a little bit more. And looking out over your right hand. Lovely, deep, slow breaths. Really breathe into this twist. Slowing down your heart rate. Coming into a bit of a restorative, just restorative mode. And then begin to bring the exhale, bring your knees up. Lift up your hips and bring them back to center. And then lift them up again and over to. And then either come over, put your knees over to the right, or you'll lift up your knees towards your chest and bring them over to the right. See what's right for you. Make sure you've got your left your hands out, stretched out over roughly, your head's roughly going over to the left-hand side. And if you might want to put your right hand on the left knee if you've lifted up your knees a bit. Then really rest. So although you're not in, total relaxation posture, you're not needing to do anything. You're not needing to you're just stretching. You're not fully engaging your muscles, not strengthening them. You're relaxing your muscles. And then gently bringing your knees back up on the exhale, lifting up your hips and placing them back to neutral. Bringing your knees in, chest, and then coming up into happy baby. So you're holding your feet. Let's have a little rock around. So you might even want to do some ankle rotations or anything like that. Foot rotations if you're holding your ankles instead. Rocking around. Nice. Stretching out the backs of the legs. And then putting your feet together, you can come into Supta Asana. So your feet are together and your knees are apart. And you're lying here. And you can do this as your initial relaxation posture. So yeah, you can be lying Supta Baddha Konasana. Really relaxing and resting. And then when you're ready, you can move down into Shavasana when you've had enough, if you want to. And just remember, Shavasana is like full resting relaxation. Oh, and I'm just going to tell someone. It's only 15 minutes.
Sorry.
Okay, fine. We're having a thing where people come in. It happened last week. Sky in last week, coming in to get some tools, and now Hamid's come in, asking something, so we don't know what he's going to come back. Okay, so yeah, just really resting. So you're either in Baddha Konasana, so that's fine if you're still there, or you're resting down in full Shavasana, and really feel into how your body is totally resting today. And feeling yourself completely supported and heavy and held. Really nurtured. That lovely feeling of being just nurtured and looked after, supported. That's where you are. That's actually what's happening. And the amazing thing is we actually support ourselves, even by doing these practices that we're doing. It's taking this bit of time to look after ourselves. And feeling yourself completely relaxed. So right from your head right down to your toes. And there's a relaxation from the crown of the head, like a beautiful white, glowing, golden white, glowing light resting at your crown, right at the top of the head, where your Sahasrara chakra sits, connecting you with the whole universe, higher consciousness. And feeling that deep relaxation in your brow, where your Ajna chakra is. The softening of your brow, of your eyelids, all the creases in your forehead, all the way down your sinuses, around your eyes, your cheeks. And back of the head, all knowing, your intuition, that part of yourself. When you fully relax and rest, you know what's right. You know the path, and you know that you won't. All knowing. Linking you to that part of yourself which amazingly sometimes has that psychic ability, and you just know, and it's okay. It's okay not to always get it right as well. And then feeling that deep, beautiful relaxation moving down to your throat, the back of your neck, the softening around there. Here in the seat of your Vishuddhi chakra. Feeling an openness in your throat. When we rest and when we relax, we can just open our communication to others. Find our voice. Find our truth, but know that it's just our truth. It's not necessarily everyone's. And that's okay, and we can rest with it. We can learn how to communicate with our fellow human beings, animals, with the planet, with ourselves. It's communication and interaction with ourselves. And feeling this soft light resting in the heart area in your chest. It can feel almost like the middle of our bodies in some ways, where things really reside. I feel often feelings can rest in that area. Feeling, what is it like to relax there? And this is our Anahata chakra area. So relaxing the chest, the upper back and the shoulder blades, the shoulders, the arms, fingers and hands. Really noticing a restfulness with our love for ourselves, this real loving kindness for ourselves. love for the whole planet. Love for all beings. Love for our friends and our close family, family of origin. And essentially a deep love for ourselves. What's it like to rest with that? Just gently be with that unconditional love. So it's not about what we look like, how we act, or how others act and what they look like. Any atrocities that are happening in the world, the many atrocities on massive scale. It's not about that. It's about compassion for each other and ourselves. And all human beings who are striving to be loved. Resting and relaxing in that area. Resting and relaxing. We no longer need to control how others act, to others and ourselves. And then feeling that beautiful light of relaxation moving down to the solar plexus area, all the way around your rib cage, around your back, your thoracic spine, getting close to your lumbar. All those muscles around there really fully relaxing. This is your area of your Manipura chakra. This is your fire, your strong drive, your will, that doing energy, that amazing energy that can come up. Let's allow that to relax. So sometimes it can cause a bit of anxiety. Really like must do things, must accomplish. We can just relax and see what that's like. Relax and see if any anger just dissipates. Anger's totally natural and experience. We relax with that. Rest and relax with the must do. And our amazing fire energy gets us out of bed in the morning. And then moving down to really resting, relaxing, feeling this beautiful light around the womb area, bladder, the sacrum, so around the back of your back, the area, the lower back that sometimes can feel, can get a bit sore sometimes for a lot of people. Feel a bit unsupported. So feeling this area, which includes your sex organs, your hips, really feel it, just relaxing and resting. So all the muscles can relax and rest. Imagining this beautiful light, this area of your fertility, creativity, Svadhisthana, water, Feeling the beautiful flow of water in this area, completely resting. Knowing that you're supported, knowing you're held, and we can just be okay with that. We're looked after, and we're looking after. Then moving your intention, awareness down to your base area, right at the root. So thinking of your pelvic floor, your Mula Bandha, coccyx. That lower area can just fully rest now. So we don't need to engage the pelvic floor or the perineum. We can just completely relax. This is the place of your Muladhara, your root chakra. Earth, feeling that earth energy. Completely rest and relax with your feeling of security, your home, connection to the earth, feeling fully connected to this earth, this planet. Or your thighs, just resting your thighs and your knees, your calves, ankles and feet and all your toes. Completely relaxing your lower area. Just feeling right from your crown, right from your heart to your hands, resting. Your hands might start to make a few little movements. So maybe you'll be moving your fingers. Your feet might decide to make some small movements. Might be moving your toes. You might decide to stretch right from your feet all the way through your lower chakras, through your upper chakras, and stretch right out your hands. Breathing from the base, Muladhara, right through to Sahasrara. Coming through your Anahata, your heart center, Sahasrara, and stretching up your hands, giving them a little bit of a wiggle. And then gently finding yourself when you're ready, after you've maybe taken some movements like your knees into the chest and having a little rock around, finding yourself over onto your side. And then when you're back up to seated, you can just have your hands in the mudra that you did the first time. So either Jnana mudra with your hands down, or chin mudra with your palms up. And then we'll gently close our practice today with 3 Om vibrations, finishing with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Breathing in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring the hands to the heart and then up into Prana Mudra above the head. Taking 3 deep, life-affirming breaths. Waking up your body. And then hands over the head in Namaste. Down through the center, Sahasrara, our connection to all, the whole universe. And then to Ajna, our intuition, our all-seeing. And down to Vishuddhi, our throat, communication, openness. And to the heart, Anahata, our connection to all living beings, compassion, loving kindness, loving ourselves. Namaste. And thank you for coming. So lovely to have you, and yeah, really, really enjoy this time. Such a nice thing to be doing. Because I know it because my computer's struggling and I don't know why. So hopefully you actually even got that practice. So I'm hoping, cross fingers, that you actually, it didn't cut out. I mean, it's not saying it did. It did cut out a few times, I know that, but hopefully you're still there. So if you're not too sleepy still, because I kept you in Shavasana for ages. Yes, internet connection. So Eve, could you tell me, you don't have to, if you can do it now, that'd be great. But could you tell me how bad it was? Like, as in, did it keep cutting out? And was it really crackly? Because it was a really nice class and I really enjoyed that relaxation at the end. It's a shame that happened. Such pain. Can't believe it. I think it's that the cabin's got slightly worse internet than the community centre, which is just literally next to it. I don't know what to do about it, really. Oh, such pain. And if you, whoever else was here, because I know we've had 3 people the whole time. So does anyone want to say hello? It's quite nice to know who comes. Sometimes I've done this and there's been like, I don't know, not that many, but like, let's say like 6 people or 5 people. And I don't know who 4 of them are. I just think it's really funny. Like, vision blurry, kept stopping for short times. They got better when you did something. Oh, good. Yeah, I did notice it stopped for short times. So I don't know what this is about. But yeah, the vision is blurry. Looks great to me because I'm getting it. I'm not getting it through the internet. Yeah, still good enough to continue. That's good. So sometimes we've had it really bad, haven't we? But it's just 2 weeks now since being in the cabin, and both times haven't been good internet. Eek. That's a bit of a pain. Anyway. Okay, so thanks for your feedback, Eve. Yes, I know the installation, but I have got yeah, exactly. The installation is really good. Exactly. But I have got my phone up in the window. So what I'll do next time is test in different parts of the window. I'll do a test of the internet connection, the speed, which is depressing. It's always depressing because it's really low. And I'll do it in different windows and I'll try and get the best window. But okay, my darling. And so we have 4 people here, but I don't know who you are. If you want to say hello, you may. Otherwise, I'm going to stop the live stream now. But lovely to see you guys. And yeah, just keep up the wonderful yoga practice. It's great.
And yeah, looking forward to some point